Aquarius, welcome to your end of August 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Well, I had to actually check my records because I thought I had already done a video for you, because I was talking about this time that we find ourselves in at the end of August when the rubber meets the road. Well, maybe I'm being a little bit overly dramatic, I don't know, but as I record this, it's a few days before the full moon or the blue moon in Aquarius. So this is a double whammy for all of us, but for you, Aquarius, this is your second full moon in your sign. So it should be interesting to see the aftermath of this for you. If there's any kind of like major developments, be it endings, be it culminations, or peak moments in your life, and how it all will play out. The first one likely happened in your 12th house, and now this one is happening in your first. So maybe that's like saying goodbye to old karma. Actually, that's redundant, isn't it? There's no, well, I guess you can have new karma, right? In the 12th house, and then something more in the mundane reality, also reaching the final destination of that as well. So on both levels. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of call attention to that. Also, Jupiter is back in your sign and forming a conjunction with the moon at this time, with the full moon. So that could be quite interesting, and that might have some kind of positive angle to it, where you're gifted something from the universe that has a direct impact on your life as a whole. Ooh, you got some nice aces up your sleeve. So yeah, I mean, you have this full moon, and they say endings create beginnings, right? So I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So the heart of the matter is the Four of Swords. You are the element of air, and the swords represent air. So certainly this could be a part of you specifically, but if it is, you might be needing a break. You might be like physically needing to kind of check out of a lot of activity right now. Actually, because the swords represent thoughts, it can even be like a meditation retreat, and you see the person is very still, and is not active. But this is kind of like more of it's not just like a regular spa day kind of thing. This is more, to me, meditative, contemplative, and yet it does have the what would you call it, the connection with physical rejuvenation. So people who have experienced burnout on the job, or maybe I know around here, I think they're training for the Chicago Marathon or something, because all of a sudden people are starting to jog. So, people who just do things like that out of the blue, they might pull a hamstring or something, and now they've got to they have to recuperate from some physical thing that they have brought on themselves. And really, the stillness provides wisdom. It's not about rushing around and socializing and things like that. But there's a significance to this. It's not just, oh, I need to take a nap or something. This is more than that. In the past position is the devil card. And yes, the devil, oh yeah, I didn't say that as well. It could be like a relationship. And I think of the devil, I think of a narcissist. And you see that these people are chained together. They're naked, that represents lust. Oh, it's interesting, like the way that I have this, the detail, it's showing the texture of this card, because these are new Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman cards, but they have like kind of this vinyl coating on them, which is kind of nice because I have a feeling it's not going to deteriorate the way the other cards did, peeling and stuff like that. Probably can wipe them clean a lot easier. But anyway, yeah, so what I would say about that in personal relationships, if you have been dealing with somebody who is like the devil, actually this card is connected to Capricorn, so maybe a Capricorn. And that's why I say a narcissist, because they're energy vampires. They are extreme, they can be extremely dangerous because of their devious, mind controlling ways. And if you're dealing with somebody like that, you definitely want to kind of like unplug. And it's almost like detox, is what I'm thinking with the Four of Swords. You want to detox your mind from their mind games. So if you have split from somebody like this, you really do. I mean, it might be on the physical level too, that they have worn you down. And, the same thing would apply if this was a boss who, is expecting too much, is just, very demanding type of person. The higher message is the Ace of Cups. So this is freeing you to find true love, to find a real love. Aces are beginnings and cups relate to the emotions. The Devil card is usually tied to lust and money, so greed. So a person, and I'm going to just keep this 100%, Aquarius, some of you have Venus in Capricorn, so some of you are gold diggers. I've been saying that a lot lately just to, kind of trigger people. But no, but I mean, it's actually quite true that, and by the way, there might be reasons for that. You might have grown up without a lot of money, and that is very, very important to you. And you need to go through this experience where you see that money can't buy you love. The Beatles had it right. Money can't buy you love. Or that love can't, or actually that isn't the thing I want to say. Money can't buy you happiness, because maybe you didn't even care about that person loving you. You just wanted safety. Money can't buy you security. But whatever this is, I mean, also, if this was a boss who was very demanding, and actually this card almost like shows that, the King of Pentacles, but it's in the challenge position. So I'm reading it in the reversed position, and this would be like a money grubber type of person. Ooh, that got real nice. I want to see if that, see, it gets kind of grainy, but then it gets nice when I pull away. This isn't my normal phone. I'm using my other one. So that's a little bit janky. But yeah, so what I would say about that Ace of Cups is that if this is like a boss type of person, that it frees you up to be offered something that's coming from the heart. So whether it's someone that who has a job offering for you. Or, oh, by the way, oh, what am I thinking? I mean, this can be, again, you choosing a job because of the money. It doesn't have to be like this. The devil is this figure of, this evil person. It might just be that you, I don't think that a lot of Aquarians are greedy per se, but I do think that some Aquarians might be, like anybody else, wanting money and maybe thinking that you could build up, a reserve and then you could quit, but then it's never enough for you. And so you have to face this feeling of insecurity with your first chakra, with the chakra of survival security. Because there are some people that are able to do it, go in and go out, but some people can't. They have a very underactive first chakra, and they just feel like if they quit, that everything's going to come crashing down, almost like it's bad luck to quit a job that's so lucrative. And so the Ace of Cups is like being offered something that has love attached to it, not money. And by the way, that's not to demonize money at all, but putting it in its proper perspective, because you may be chained to it. You may be chained to it not out of greed, but out of a false sense of security. And the King of Pentacles in the challenged position can be, to me, either an individual, like a boss, who is very crass, and this might be that devil. Perhaps the person just happens to be a Capricorn, who knows? The other earth signs are Taurus and Virgo. Taurus I could see as well, because there can be that greed, incessant greed, and the person just looks at the employees as their pipeline to the money, and they have no sense of treating people as human beings. So there's a real degradation of the individual, and maybe even like underhanded tactics where they're trying to get you to do things like, let's say you're in sales and they want you to gild the lily. They want you to say things that are exaggerated, like if you're a used car salesman. Oh, that would be funny. But the reason I say it'd be funny is just, I don't know if Aquarians would enjoy sales types of jobs, only because, even though you're a communicator, because you're an air sign, but I just see Aquarians as too aloof to like really push things. I think Gemini and Librans are better schmooze artists than Aquarius. Aquarius is too contrarian to do that, I think. I don't know. What do I know about you? You know you better than I do. But if this is an aspect of yourself, this can simply be that you are, maybe you're trying to build an empire out of quicksand. And I would say that in two different ways. If this is not your karma or your destiny to be like that, immersed in that area. And what came into my mind right now was of finances. So if you are in the stock, if you are a stockbroker or someone in that area, and maybe you're good at it, Aquarians can be intuitive, and you may have the ability to predict things and that kind of thing. But perhaps the devil is rubbing off on you, whether it's people around you that are very amoral or immoral, people who are very greedy and they don't have a spiritual life. They're just hardcore materialists, and maybe you are straddling both worlds, but you're leaning now more to the spiritual way of life. Then you're going to have to perhaps lay down your sword, pardon the pun, in the sense that of, being in the world. Maybe it's time for you to walk that narrow path. I don't know. Only you know when it's ready. But this might be the whole catalyst for that. And the blue moon and all of this that's happening. Oh, interesting. I wasn't even paying attention to this one. What's coming in? The Six of Swords. Choosing peace, moving to the other side of the river that is more peaceful. It's interesting because this is the Rider-Waite deck. I thought there was supposed to be smoke in the background or something. I don't know. Maybe it's another deck I have, but that's very similar. But the Six of Swords can be leaving the drama behind and choosing a more peaceful existence or atmosphere. So it definitely corresponds to what I'm saying. And certainly with the Four of Swords, this may even be affecting you on the physical level, whatever this is. If this is a workplace, maybe you're getting paid well, but it's like taking its toll on you physically. And it might not be because you're digging ditches or anything. It might be because you're dealing with toxic personalities that suck the life out of your soul. And people really underestimate how this can happen. I really think they do so at their own risk because, my gosh, it certainly does happen, unfortunately. And, people better get with the program if they want to experience happiness in their life. Because, life is, our physical existence in this incarnation is temporary. Even if you live 110 years, it's still temporary. And so when you look at the bigger picture, what is it that really matters to you? If you can't take a dime or a pound, if you're in England, with you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? If you can't do it, then what is it worth? Ultimately, it's not worth what you think it is. It's a symbol, and it has its place, but it cannot overtake every decision that we make, can it? The outcome, the Ace of Wands. I love this card because here we have two cards, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Both of them are connected to creativity. So what is it that you can create in your life? I would love for Aquarians to ponder this at the time of the full moon, especially because at that time Jupiter will be right there. And because of that, you never know what amazingly lucky idea can come to you at a moment's notice. By the way, Aquarians are inventors, and inventions can be quite lucrative too, if that's something that you really feel called to do, is to build up your wealth. Wouldn't it be wonderful to do so in a way where you get to call the shots, Aquarius? So dream big at the time of this full moon, and understand that the Ace of Wands is a new beginning that offers you sovereignty, that offers you individuality, the very thing that you crave so much. But with fire energy, freedom, these are things that Aquarius is down with, actually. The fire element is about personal power. But it's your unique perspective. Somebody might have been treating you as a commodity. And again, if you have been involved with somebody, if this is not your workplace situation, but a relationship, You may have been treated as a commodity and you thought that it was worthwhile, that it was a fair trade, and you realized that no, having your soul sucked out is not a fair trade, and that your dignity is invaluable. So I urge you and I welcome you to really engage these issues at the end of August, Aquarius. Six of Swords can even be relocation, like moving. And actually, when we have the new moon in Libra in the first week of October, this is going to be in your 9th house, and this is long distance travel. I mean, that's one of the areas. So you never know. Some of you may even be wanting to, live far away, not just across the river. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. I'm primarily an astrologer. I say that just in case, you are more interested in astrology than the tarot, but I do both. My website is rainandmoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.